Think about the last time you were in your employer's benefits portal. It's open on your laptop. You're clicking through health, dental, vision, and you're doing that little mental math you always do. If I shave $30 here and $20 there, maybe this month finally feels lighter. Then you remember the other quiet subscription you never see in that portal. Auto insurance. You pull up your policy. Your car pops up on the screen. It's older. It's paid off, or close enough that it finally feels like yours, and you hover over the coverages. Collision. Comprehensive. You think, dropping this sounds risky. Because one wrong click feels like you're volunteering for a financial disaster, so you do what most people do. You keep everything. You keep paying, even though part of you is staring at that monthly premium thinking, why is this still so expensive, for a car that isn't even worth that much anymore? Here's what most people don't realize. There's a simple break-even point that makes this decision obvious. Insurers almost never put it in front of you, that moment you just recognized. Here's what was actually happening beneath it. Collision and comprehensive don't pay to fix your life. They pay to cover your car. And the insurance company caps that payout based on your car's current value. That cap is called ACV, actual cash value. Plain English. What your car is worth today in the real market, not what you paid, and definitely not what you need it to be worth. Then comes the part that quietly changes everything. Your deductible. That's the chunk you agree to pay out of pocket before insurance pays anything. In a total loss, the math is brutal and simple. The settlement is basically your car's ACV minus your deductible. That's how ACV payouts work. The deductible comes off the top of the value. Industry explanations spell this out as ACV minus your deductible, and if repairs get too expensive, the insurer often doesn't keep fixing your car forever. Many states use rules where a car can be declared totaled when repair costs hit a percentage of ACV, commonly around the 70 to 75% range, or they use a formula that totals it when repairs plus salvage value meet or exceed ACV. Geico's guide describes thresholds typically around 70 to 75%. Now here's the twist. Insurers love showing you the monthly premium. They don't highlight your maximum realistic check. So once your annual comp and collision premiums plus your deductible start getting close to your car's ACV, you're paying nearly as much as you could ever get back. And it goes deeper than that. Before you do any break-even math, you have to know what each coverage is actually responsible for. Liability is the one that protects your financial life if you hurt someone or damage their stuff. In most states, it's the legal requirement, and it pays for injuries and property damage you cause others, not your own car. Insurance.com explains it as coverage for damage or injuries you cause to other people. Collision and comprehensive are different. They're for your car. Collision is when your car hits another car or an object, like a guardrail or a fence. Comprehensive is, other than collision, theft, vandalism, hail, flood, and even hitting an animal. Geico lays it out with those exact examples. Now zoom in on what that means for an older car. Both collision and comprehensive usually pay up to your car's actual cash value, minus your deductible. So take someone like Marcus. He's driving a paid-off older sedan. Let's say its ACV is about $5,000. He chose a $1,000 deductible because it made his monthly premium look smaller. Sounds smart. But if the car gets totaled, his realistic max check is roughly $4,000, because deductibles come off the payout. And even before a total, that deductible means the first $1,000 of most repairs is still on him. Let me be clear about something. On a low-value car, you're already self-insuring a big part of the risk just by having a deductible. And every year, depreciation keeps shrinking the cap, so the real question isn't, do you want coverage? It's, how much coverage are you actually buying, and how fast is it shrinking? Once you see the cap, the decision stops being emotional and starts being math. Here's the concept. This isn't unlimited protection. It's a capped benefit, so you compare what you pay for that cap to the most you could ever reasonably receive. A simple break-even test looks like this. Your annual cost for collision plus comprehensive, plus the deductible you'd have to pay in a claim, versus your car's current ACV. And you don't need perfect numbers to spot the problem. You just need honest ones. To ground it, look at what these coverages cost on average. The Insurance Information Institute reports the average cost of comprehensive is a little over $134 per year, and collision is about $377 per year. Roughly $511 a year combined. Now imagine your car's ACV is $3,500 and your deductible is $1,000. Even if your premium is only around that combined average, about $511 per year, you're effectively putting $1,511 on the table to access a maximum payout that's only $3,500 before the deductible, and about $2,500 after. Do you feel the squeeze? You're paying a big percentage of the car's value every single year for a benefit that's getting smaller. Flip it. If your car's ACV is $9,000 and your deductible is $500, that same $511 is a much smaller slice of the value. The pricing can actually make sense, especially if replacing the car tomorrow would wreck your cash flow. Here's what most people don't realize. Cheap per month can still be expensive compared to what you can ever get back. And the next layer is the one that stops you from making a bad cut just to save a few bucks. You've got the math now. But math isn't the real fear. The real fear is waking up tomorrow with no car and no clean way to replace it. That's the part to solve. Because here's the quiet truth. Dropping comp and collision isn't being reckless. It's choosing to self-insure the car itself, and the decision point isn't your courage. It's your cash. The real risk you're trying to manage is, if the car disappears tomorrow, totaled, stolen, whatever, can you replace it without blowing up your life? If yes, comp, collision is optional math. If no, it can be a temporary bridge while you build that replacement buffer. You can see why this matters when you look at how fragile a deductible-sized hit is for a lot of people. A Bankrate emergency savings survey reported only 41% of Americans said they could cover a $1,000 emergency expense from savings, and about 43% said they'd have to borrow, credit card, loan, or family, to get through it. So picture Nina. Paid off 12-year-old car. She's been paying for collision and comp out of habit. Her deductible is $1,000. That's not just a number on a declarations page. For her, it's, do I put this on a card? Money? If she drops coverage without a plan, one bad week turns into debt. Now flip the persona. Same car, different setup. He drops collision, maybe keeps low-cost comprehensive, and he automates the savings into a car replacement fund. So when the bad day happens, it's still annoying, but it's not a crisis. So the question becomes simple. Are you buying insurance, or are you buying time until your own cash can do the job? Because if you don't build the cash, you never actually solved the fear. So what do you actually do with all of this? Starting this week, without guessing, here's exactly what to do. Not vibes. Steps. Point 1. Get your car's ACV range today. Look up private party value in real local listings. Pick a conservative number you'd actually be able to buy another car for. Point 2. Pull your policy and isolate the line items. You want the annual cost of collision and the annual cost of comprehensive, separately. Not the total policy. Point 3. Write down both deductibles. Point 4. Run the break-even test. Annual collision plus annual comp, plus your deductible, compared to ACV. Decision rules that keep you out of trouble. If that number is roughly 25 to 33% plus of ACV per year, you're very likely overpaying for a shrinking, capped benefit. If it's under about 10 to 15% and replacing the car tomorrow would strain you, keeping it can be a reasonable bridge. Point 5. If you drop anything, don't spend the savings. Automate the exact monthly difference into a car replacement fund. Target number 1. Your deductible amount. Target number 2. A replacement buffer. Point 6. Keep what protects your financial life, solid liability limits. And don't confuse comp, collision with uninsured, underinsured motorist or medical payments. Those protect people, not your car. Point 7. Ask for 3 quotes. Comp only, collision only, neither. Sometimes keeping cheap comprehensive for theft or hail is the sweet spot. If you want help doing the break-even, drop your car's year, ACV estimate, comp, collision premiums, and deductibles in the comments. And if this kind of hidden math saves you money without adding risk, subscribing gets you more of it.